chapter we see the point Earth's gravitational acceleration and the factors which affects the Earth's gravitational acceleration. Today we will see the next point, mass and weight. In this point, the line up to the definition of weight, it is deleted from the syllabus. We only see the formula for calculating the weight and the lines below it. See what is by the weight. Weight means the gravitational force acting on that object. It is denoted by the capital letter W. Therefore, weight is equal to W is equal to F is equal to mg. M means mass of the object and g is the acceleration due to gravity. By this formula, we can calculate the weight of any object on the Earth's surface. Weight being a force, the SI unit of weight is Newton. We know the SI unit of force is Newton. Weight is also gravitational force. Therefore, SI unit of weight is also a Newton. And also the weight is a force. It is a vector quantity and its direction is towards the center of the earth. As the value of g is not same everywhere on the earth, the weight of an object also changes on from place to place, though mass of it is constant everywhere. The point given in the bracket is box is also deleted from the syllabus. Our next point is free fall. Do you know this bracket is also deleted from the syllabus? Our next point is the free fall. What is mean by free fall and how it happens? Now we have to do one experiment for it. Take a small stone and hold it in your hand. When we hold a stone in our hand, it is in a steady position because our muscular force is acted on it. Now release the stone. What do you observe? When we release the stone from our hands, it will go towards the earth. It means the gravitational force of the earth is acted on the stone. Now the muscular force is released and only gravitational force is acting on the object and therefore it comes towards the ground. We know that the force of gravity due to the earth acts on each and every object on the earth. When we are holding a stone in our hand, the stone was experiencing this force, but it was balanced by the force that we are applying by our hands on it by in the opposite direction. That means the force applied by us is opposite to the gravitational force acting on the stone. Therefore, they are balanced and the stone is in the steady position in our hand. It is in the remainder rest. Once we release the stone from our hand, at that time we remove the force applied by us on that object. At that time, only gravitational force is acting on the stone. Therefore, the stone falls down under the influence of this gravitational force. Stone comes towards the ground. Whenever an object moves under the influence of the force of gravity alone, that means now on this stone there is acting only gravitational force. That means when an object moves under the influence of only gravitational force or gravity alone, it is said to be falling freely. That means when the objects can free fall, only at that time only gravitational force is acting on that object, no other force is acting on that object. At that time it is called as the falling freely. Thus the released stone is in a free fall. In free fall, the initial velocity of the object is 0, but goes on increasing due to the gravitational force or acceleration due to gravity of the earth. When the stone is in our hand, its initial velocity is 0 and we release it from our hand. Due to acceleration due to gravity, the velocity of the stone goes on increasing. During free fall, the frictional force due to the air opposes the velocity or motion of the objects and buoyant force also acts on the object. You know that in the air there is some frictional force. When the stone goes down from the air, the frictional force by the air acts on the object, that is the buoyant force, and therefore on the stone there are two types of forces, that is the gravitational force and the buoyant force acted by the air. Therefore it is not called as the free fall. For free falling there must be only gravitational force must be acted on the object, but here both forces, gravitational force and buoyant force, are acting. Therefore it is not called as the free fall. For free fall only vacuum is needed. Vacuum means airless condition. There should not be air, so that there should not be friction with the object and buoyant force cannot be applied on the object. There will be only gravitational force. Therefore, for falling, the most important condition is there must be a vacuum. For a free falling object, the velocity on reaching the earth and the time taken for it can be calculated by using Newton's equations of motion. Newton has given three equations of motion. By using this, we can calculate the velocity of the object and time taken for it to reach the ground. There are three equations given in the box. See here. For this free fall, the initial velocity, that is the u, is equal to 0. Initial velocity must be 0 and acceleration due to gravity, that is a, is taken as the g. We can write the equations as, first equation is v is equal to gt. V is the final velocity, g is the acceleration due to gravity, and t is the time taken for the free falling. Next equation is s is equal to 1/2 gt square. Here s is the displacement, g is the acceleration due to gravity, and t is the time taken for it. And last is v square is equal to 2gs. V is the final velocity, s is the displacement. Thus we can calculate the final velocity, displacement what is done, or the time taken for the process by this, using these three equations. These are the Newton's equations of the motion. For calculating the motion of an object thrown upwards, acceleration is negative. We know that when we go up in upward direction from the earth's surface, the acceleration due to gravity goes on decreasing. Thus, in upward direction, acceleration is negative, that is in the opposite direction of the velocity, and is taken as the minus g. The magnitude of g is the same, but the velocity of the object decreases because of the negative acceleration. The moon and the artificial satellites are moving only under the influence of this gravitational force of the field of the earth. Like this is also free fall process. The moon and the other satellites which are moving around the earth, they are under the influence of gravitational field of the earth. Therefore, it is also called as the free fall. Thus, here we complete the point free fall. What is meant by the free fall? The box given under it, do you know? It is deleted from the syllabus. We do not have to study it. Our next point is gravitational potential energy. What is meant by gravitational potential energy and how it is calculated, we have to see here. We know the potential energy. The energy in an object due to its state, or energy stored in an object due to its position or state, is called as the potential energy. The energy is relative and is increased as we go to greater heights from the surface of the earth. It depends on the height. We can assume the potential energy of an object of mass m at a height h, and the from the ground is mgh. Potential energy is calculated by this formula. Potential energy is equal to mgh. M is the mass of the object, h is the height of the object from the earth's surface, and g is the acceleration due to gravity. On the ground it is 0. On ground value of h is 0, therefore value of potential energy is 0. When h is small compared to the radius r of the earth, we can assume g to be constant and can be the above formula mgh. We see in the point acceleration due to gravity, that is the from the earth's surface, as we go in upward direction, the value of g changes. It goes on decreasing, but the height must be at more distance or greater height. For the object on an infinite distance from the earth, the value of g is 0 and earth's gravitational force does not act on that object. When the object is at infinite distance from the earth's surface, at that time the value of g goes on decreasing and at last it will be 0, and therefore the value of potential energy is there 0. Thus, for smaller distances, that is the heights, the potential energy is less than 0, that is it is the negative. When an object is at a distance of h from the surface of the earth, its potential energy is minus gmm upon r plus h. Here g is the gravitational constant, capital M is the mass of the earth, small m is the mass of the object, r is radius of the earth, and h is height of the object from the surface of the earth. Thus, by this formula we can calculate the gravitational potential energy. Here we have completed our 2 points, that is the what is mean by free fall and what is mean by gravitational potential energy. You have to write this two phenomenon in your notebook and read the part I have taught here. Here we will stop.